New and Free Library presents Get Creative 3D Lizards. Hi, my name is Lisa and I'm one of the librarians at the New and Free Library. This week's Get Crafty video, we're going to be doing some work with lizards. We're going to learn a little bit about them before we get into our video. So the theme this week is animals that are in nature, and we're looking at some of the characteristics that make them unique. So characteristic is something that makes that animal special. We're looking at lizards, and we're going to be making these paper lizards today that are able to be three-dimensional, which means they're not flat just on a piece of paper. They're able to move and stand up in some ways. And lizards are a type of animal that there are actually over 6,000 species of, and they're located in all of the 7 continents except for Antarctica, where it is too cold for a reptile to live. Reptiles can do a couple cool things. So a lizard can protect itself in a few different ways from predators. And a predator is an animal that wants to eat or attack the lizard. Lizards can become camouflage. So you'll see that some lizards have lots of different colors. Some can change color to blend in, and some are already those colors. So when they're able to do that, it's called camouflage. Another cool thing that some lizards can do, not all, but some can do, is they can actually detach their tail from their body. So it'll literally come off of their body and it will grow back later. So for today, you will need a glue stick, scissors, googly eyes, green construction paper, red construction paper, gray construction paper, markers, or crayons. Step 1, you're going to take your green piece of paper and fold it the long way. And I kind of call this the hot dog bun way. So you're going to fold it down the middle the long way. And you want a pretty good crease there because you need to be able to see this for the next piece that we're doing. And now I'm going to lay this down on my tabletop. Next, you're going to need your ruler, and you're going to take your ruler and line it up with the corner and then have it coming down to the next corner. And I'm going to take my pencil and draw my line diagonally following that. Next, you're going to use your scissors and follow that line. So I'm starting at my corner, and this is where you might need some help from a grown-up with your scissors. So I'm taking my scissors and I'm cutting slowly right along that diagonal line that I made. When you do this, you should have 2 pieces of green paper left that I'm going to put aside. And now I have what was a rectangle is now a triangle. So I'm going to lay this out flat because now I have the next piece I need to do. I'm going to fold it again. So now I'm taking my triangle that has the crease down the middle, and I'm going to fold in my outside to meet that crease. So I'm taking my outside corners and I'm having it meet the middle line right there. I'm doing it nice and slow to line up. And at the end, you're going to end up with this little tail that kind of overlaps. You'll see the very end doesn't quite line up with this bottom piece of my triangle. And now I'm going to do the same thing on my other side. So lining it up best I can, doesn't have to be perfect, and flattening it out. Almost looks like the starting stages of a paper airplane. So now I have what was a rectangle became a triangle, and now it is an even skinnier one, sort of became like an ice cream cone. So that's the next step that we have there. Now this part can get a little tricky. We're going to actually unfold everything and refold back to this original triangle. So now I just have my narrow triangle. What's important is we need to be able to see this crease right here. With my scissors, we're going to make the part of our reptile that's going to allow us to make our reptile move. So we're going to cut slits into our paper that's going to allow us to do this. So to do that, we've unfolded from our skinny ice cream cone, and we're back to our paper airplane looking figure. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut just about less than an inch wide, but I'm going all the way down to that crease that I made. So I'm cutting from the top fold down to that line that I made. I'm not cutting all the way to the bottom, just to this line that I made. And I'm gonna keep doing this whole way, right to that line. So now I have cuts all along my reptiles. Okay, next spot is to decorate. Now it's time to decorate. You'll need your markers or crayons for this. And there's no right or wrong, it's however you want to decorate yours. As little or as much as you want. So I'm going to keep going with my design and you can continue with yours. All right, so now that I'm done decorating mine, I'm going to let it sit and dry for just a moment off to the side. And now I'm going to work on my tongue and the face and the legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the red and I just cut a skinny strip. You can make the tongue as long as you want to. So I'm gonna cut off the tongue, and then what you can do if you want a curly tongue is just wrap it right around your finger, like that, little wrap. And when you let go, you'll have a nice little curly tongue. So I'm gonna put that aside. And now I'm gonna do my face. So for the face, you're gonna start with a rectangle. So I have my rectangle shape. And you're gonna take a rectangle, fold in half, like that hot dog bun again. And now I'm just gonna cut kind of like a little half moon shape in here. And then this will become my face. We'll have open and close. I'm gonna take my glue stick and we will add a little glue to the tongue and put it right inside of my lizard and hold that in place. I like to hold it for 3 and then give it a little shape test. Make sure it stays on there. So we got our lizard's tongue right on there. And now I'm gonna use some googly eyes. And this is where you could use googly eyes or you could use paper or just draw them on, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna grab 2 googly eyes out of here and get some glue on them and put those right on top. And those can kind of sit and dry a bit while I do the legs. All right, googly eyes. Now we have our lizard's face. I'm gonna put this off to the side where we have the tail, the body drying, and put my glue stick nearby because we'll need it in a minute. So now we need 4 different legs. And I'm gonna show you on my one that I already made, I cut ones that were bent and that had 3 little like hands on there. What you could do is draw on your paper the arm that you want your lizard to have with your little hand, best that you can do. And then I folded my paper in half once. So now when I cut it, I'm gonna get 1, 2, and then I'm folding my paper in half again. So now when I cut this one out, I'm gonna get 4 arms at one time. So I don't have to recut them over and over again. So I'm just gonna cut out my tracing. And the arm can be a bit tricky, so that might be an assistance from a grown-up as well. All right, now we have all the pieces. We're ready to put it all together to have our lizard look like our other lizard friend over here. So here's what we do next. We have our body, and we wanna make sure that crease is still there, our side creases that we have. And I'm gonna take my glue stick and we're gonna put a bunch of glue right on one of the flaps. One of the inside flaps right here. And then what you're gonna do with the other one is fold it over it. So now this becomes inside of the other one. So I'm folding it right on top of each other, like that. So now they've layered on top. We're gonna add a little bit of glue to those flaps that overlap down here. Add some glue on there where our lizard head is gonna go. There's our lizard head. And then now the last thing to add is some glue to the arms and legs. So I like to just spread them out so I know which one I want to go where. Add a little bit of glue on the ends of each of those. And then you'll attach those underneath the body. So I have one up top and down bottom. And I do my best to try to have the legs evenly across from each other, but it does not have to be perfect. And then here's the next one. And that's it. Oh, and that's it. I hope you had fun joining us for this Get Crafty video on our little lizard reptile friend. Each week this summer, we'll have a new Get Crafty video that goes along with our summer theme of animals. I hope you enjoy and try them all out. Have fun.